Hey everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. The way that this reading is going to work is that we will see who the first zodiac sign is that comes out. And that's who the reading will be for. We are starting off with Eight of Wands. And we have the Lovers. So this reading is for Gemini. You can be getting a message that's coming your way. I am seeing the Tower on the bottom of the deck. This can be something that you weren't necessarily expecting. It can also be, it can be somebody doing something that you weren't expecting, or like also saying something, you know, maybe like an unexpected conversation comes up. I'm also seeing Virgo coming out. I see a relationship that you've been spending a lot of time in, you know, just like this can be somebody that you're building a life with or building a business with or something like that. There could be a stage of planning that's happening too, you know, like maybe something is escalating or moving more quickly. I'd say with the Eight of Pentacles, usually we can feel like there's a firm enough foundation for that to be happening now, for there to be an escalation within the energy. Maybe even with Hermit and this Sun, something is being discussed. You know, like maybe before things were moving quickly and there's a need to talk about some stuff before going further with that. So with the Eight of Wands, we can want to move fast, but then having Temperance underneath can be checking in and asking like if it's really the right time to be doing that, you know, like is the pace going, are we going at the right pace? Something having to do specifically with your relationship with this person, and maybe you're at a point of discovery that's still taking place, and that may be part of the reason why it's important not to be moving too quickly now. I think this is coming up because there can be a desire to be doing this, but there can also be a reason why it's important not to move too quickly. So maybe that's like more impulsively what you want to be doing here, but at the same time, I feel like things can be coming up that are important and maybe give context to what's going on. And until all of that has surfaced, it can be important for you to really pace yourself. Some of you guys, you may not be feeling the happiest within the dynamic right now. You can be feeling upset by some things. I wonder if you and this person, you need to find a rhythm together. Maybe something is off with the rhythm with the two of you, and it can be like this person saying something to you and you being like, I'm not on the same page with that, or like they want to move a certain way and you're like, this feels too fast for me. Or maybe you want to move fast and the other person is like, I don't feel like I'm ready for that. You know, it feels like somebody wants to do something or is saying something and the other person is like not really feeling open to that and receptive to that. And so there can be a need to, it's not to stop things entirely, it's more so just to, it can be like slow down or to like back off or to like lay off a little bit or not move so quickly through this. But it seems like as far as everything that you guys have with one another, it can be like we're trying to build these things within our lives and make this stuff happen. But I just get like, at least I feel like there's one person that it seems like you guys have the same goals, but there's just some issue with the pace right now. And you can be maybe looking into that and being like, why do I feel this way? with Hermit, that can be something that you're trying to understand about what's going on with you. It's kind of like some of you guys, you may not want to wait. You may like want things to pick up and move more quickly. For others of you, you can feel like the other person like is moving too quickly. So it's going to be like one or the other. And then that can be, something about this can be leading to a disinterest in continuing to build with this person right now. But this can also be more of a momentary thing where it's like, I don't want to move further because I'm processing something right now. And until I understand that, I feel like I need to prioritize me breaking this down rather than continuing to build with this person. So there can be something on a personal level that you can want to really unpack here. And it can be something where you're like, I really need to think about this. I need to reflect on this. And I think that it has to do with maybe some stuff is going on and you're like, why don't I want that? Or what's going on with me? And I think with Hermit, it's indicating that if you just spend time reflecting on this, you're going to get those answers. It's not going to elude you anymore. But it can be something that until you take the time to think about it, you can just be kind of in a slump or like not the happiest. Like this feels like I don't feel content. And there are answers to find about why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. This looks like it's going to lead to maybe some corrections that need to be made. Some of you guys, the way that the other person is moving, it may be bringing up something painful for you that you're realizing that you've been carrying, that maybe you... I don't think that it's not like you weren't aware of this, but maybe this is something that the other person is doing can be triggering to you right now. And having Hermit and having Three of Swords, maybe you have not completely shared that or disclosed that with this person. So it can be something that maybe you need to have a conversation with them and bring this to light. Maybe you need to understand it first so then you can have a more formal conversation with them. Because it feels like opportunity is really knocking for the two of you and there's a need for you to understand really what's going on. Maybe you feel like something is broken between the two of you. That can also be something that you can be feeling. I just see issues that need to be addressed. And maybe one of the people in this couple is looking at the other person and being like, I want to walk through this door with you. And the other person is like, I'm not feeling that, but it's because of what looks like stuff that's been going on that's unaddressed. And that's really what's at the basis of this, and that it needs to be brought to light. But there's a need to reflect on this to understand it first, and then figure things out from there. So things can be healed. Because there can be some wounds between the two of you that it's saying something. You know, it can be like cracks in the foundation here that are being exposed that... if you try to build on top of that without addressing these things, you can see the entire thing collapse. So it feels very important that these things are addressed. And if you're feeling hesitance, it can be because even unconsciously you know that, you're aware of that. And so it seems like before we try to move further or like take on a new chapter with one another, or like bring like a new element into things, or like develop more and further, like walk through this door together, this is stuff that needs to be called out. Because I even see somebody feeling like they want to turn away from the other person and like how they're showing up. And this can even be like maybe the person wants to connect with you and you're feeling kind of turned off. That can be something too. You can be also thinking about your own personal opportunities and kind of like what you want for yourself in the next chapter that you're moving into as well. So yeah, I think overall it's like things need to be talked about that haven't been being talked about, and to really like sit with things and ponder them, and to not keep things to yourself when it is like relevant to the dynamic with this person. Because it seems like those cracks are, if you keep this within, if you hold this within, those cracks are going to expand. Or if you bring this to light, it's something that can then be addressed and it can be healed. And those are the two different directions that things can go in. But maybe for some of you guys, you're still working on how to express yourself effectively. That can be something, and how to address maybe uneasy, uncomfortable conversations with another person. Maybe this is also like, you know, this feels very vulnerable for me to be sharing with you. It can be like this sort of thing. But it seems overall like stuff can be addressed and then can move forward. This is reminding me a little bit of the Aries reading, so some of you guys may be dealing with an Aries or have Aries placements. All right, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.